So we are now go over annually practice exam. I think it's page 141. It's a long question. Specifically to my lecture notes is 24. So lecture notes 24, I went through exactly a similar type of question, which is a weak acid and strong base titration. I think two of the common questions being asked, one's from you says when to use ice table, when to not, and sometimes I need to use the geometry table first and then ice table. I think it's part of the game here. Let me ask a quick question, concept-wise. When does that happen? Exactly when do you need to do a calculation without ice table and an ice table followed by? Okay, let's say A, B, C, D. Which part of the question is that? This isn't, yeah?
C?
Yeah, C. Okay, this is not even have you started, that's what you're expecting. When are you going to do that? Usually at equivalent point. But do I tell you that's the equivalent point? Sometimes not. Okay, in this one, because I ask you, as equivalence points, what's the minimum of the base? Sometimes I don't write this one out. I'll just tell you there are certain amounts of base being used. You need to figure out that's actually equivalent point. Are you cool with this? Both are acceptable. Sometimes in this one, I write this one out and ask for how many milliliter of base is being added. In my lecture notes 24, it's the other way, which I don't tell you that's the equivalent point. You need to tell me. I just tell you, okay, 0, 10, 20, 25, 50 milliliter of base being added. One of them, also at least one of them is going to be equivalent point. You need to figure that out. Usually you will need to do that as the equivalent point, okay? Okay, let me, I haven't really started the calculating just by reading the question. Apart from the weak acid, strong base, I will have a general idea of this is very likely before equivalent point. That's equivalent point. That's post the equivalent point. Are you cool with this? Accordingly, I know I did not ask you to plot this one, but you're expecting something like this. Okay. A very likely is asking this. B and C is for equivalent point. And very likely part D is asking for this. Are we cool with that? Okay. A, 40 milliliter of base. Oh, did I forgot to write the concentration of that? Yes. Concentration. Oh, 0.2. 0.2. Okay. 0.2. Okay. Yes. Okay. 40 milliliter. Okay. 40 milliliter. Okay, then 0.2 and this is going to be, I'll steal the number. Don't want. Okay, so that's 8 millimole, okay? Of KOH equals 8 millimole of OH minus. Only because this is a strong base. So 8 millimole of strong base will equal to 8 millimole of hydroxide ion. I'll change the color for my acid. Did I use the same red for base in my class? I want to be the same. Yes, I think so. I used blue for acid. Yes. Okay, formic acid. Okay, that's base. I want to write a small minimum because I want to differentiate the minimum from molarity, which will be used in ice table later. I write a small minimum just to tell myself this is minimum, not the concentration yet. So acid minimum. So I have 120 0.3. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, so that's 76. HA. I'll just use HA for forming. You can do the same in the exam, but if the acid itself is not too complicated, let's say, if we don't give you a very I will still recommend you write the whole. Because that the more close your answer is to the answer key, the more likely that the TA will give you the whole point, right? I'm just using it because I'm just lazy. I don't want to write the problem now. Yes, okay. Sig fig. Okay, now the problem is there are 36 acid, there are only 8 sodium hydroxide. So my acid, because this one is larger, okay, larger than my base. So acid is in excess, which I want to know, that's 36 minimum HA minus, okay, 8 minimum sodium hydroxide minus. I know on your answer key, it just writes like this. I just want to be specific. There is a 1-to-1 ratio, which is whenever you use 1 minimum OH minus, you are going to react with 1 minimum of HA. Okay, so overall this 1 times 1 doesn't really matter, but it starts to matter in your last lab, which is, well, you have more proton than this is this one monopro. Okay, so this is well, whatever. Then I have 28 minimum. HA remain. Okay. So I just use whatever you were referring to. In my class, I write this like an ice table, but now I'm writing this without an ice table. It needs to be written like this. It can be like before reaction, after. Strong base. Okay, in my lecture notes, I write like this. Okay, in my lecture notes, I write like HA add KOH form Ka add water, and in my lecture notes I write like this. I said, oh, I have 36, and my sodium hydroxide is 8. Okay, I have 0, and it's minimum. So I will have -8 because this is 100%. That's what I write. Okay, add 8. That this left over is 28. Oh, 1 second. Okay, and this is 0. This is add 8. But water doesn't count. This is in my class that I write. It's the same thing as this 28. Okay, wasn't. Oh, can someone open the door? Okay.